Hi everyone, Arian Radman here, founder and CEO at IgnitePOST. I'm super excited today because today I'm making a quick video to walk through how to use IgnitePOST's high-level integration. So we just came out with a brand new integration in the app marketplace on GoHighLevel, which is a very powerful marketing automation tool that allows you to build and scale marketing capabilities of all kinds. But I'm most excited because in the app marketplace and available now, you can actually trigger a handwritten card sent from IgnitePOST directly from one of your workflows in GoHighLevel. So today in this video, I'm going to walk through the step-by-step process of what that means and how you need to set that up if that's something you want to do, as well as cover some examples and give you some insights as to what some other customers are doing and seeing a lot of success with. So I'm super excited for this. This is super powerful because now not only can you send emails and SMS and other things from GoHighLevel workflows, but you can now send handwritten notes. And again, handwritten notes perform about 30 times better than email and about 11 times better than standard direct mail. And now you have the power to interleave a handwritten note touch point directly within your high-level workflows. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of what to do to set it up. So the first thing that you want to do is you actually want to log into your IgnitePOST account. So what we're going to basically do, it's kind of a two-step process. First, we're going to set up the template that you're going to use and trigger on IgnitePOST, and then I'll walk through how you actually trigger that from GoHighLevel using the IgnitePOST integration. So when you log into your IgnitePOST dashboard, if you don't have an account, go ahead and create an account. It's free to do so. And you actually are going to start on the letter template screen. So at the top here, you see that there is a tab called Letter Templates. Let's go ahead, click on the Letter Templates tab. I have a number of letter templates here that I'm going to use just for the sake of time. But if you don't have a letter template that you wish to use created ahead of time, then super quick to just create this, to hit this button called Create Letter Template, which will bring up the editor, and you'll be able to actually create and design the card right here on the dashboard. So since I already have one, for the sake of time, like I mentioned, I'm just going to go ahead and click Edit to edit an existing letter template that I have. So the example that I'm going to walk you through is triggering a birthday card VIP offer. So an offer to one of my existing members or customers on their birthday that's going to be sent automatically from GoHighLevel, and we're going to set up exactly what we're going to send in that card. So when you create the letter template on IgnitePOST, the first thing that you do is give it a name. So I have the name of my template here is my birthday card VIP offer. It's a handwritten 5x7 card. You can edit the sender address details so that you can get this looking exactly how you like it here. As you type, it is a live preview over on the right. So I'm going to leave this as is because I like the return address as is. And then if you come down to the message area, you can actually edit the message. So this is where we'll actually type in what we want the message to say. So this says, "Happy birthday, so-and-so. Everyone deserves to be treated like a VIP on their birthday. Wishing you happiness, etc., etc. Get yourself something special on us by using the code BirthdayVIP for 15% off your purchase." So this is kind of a VIP offer. And I'm actually going to take away this variable here because we don't need it. I'm going to say happy birthday from Arian, the founder. And then if you have a design that you want to use for the front of your card, you can go ahead and click this orange plus sign to upload the design, which is what I've done here. There's also a number of designs in our card gallery here, or we have a curated card gallery that has about 400 designs that you can choose from. I'm going to stick with this for the sake of time, and I'm going to hit update. So I now have a birthday VIP offer letter template on IgnitePOST. Now what we're going to do is we're going to jump over into GoHighLevel, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of how you actually trigger this from a workflow. So if I jump into my GoHighLevel account, I pulled up my workflow list. This is basically where I would create a workflow and trigger a handwritten note from within that workflow. But before I do this, the first step is we actually have to go and install the IgnitePOST app from the app marketplace. So in the bottom left-hand corner here in your menu, you'll see that there is a link for the app marketplace. Go ahead and click that link on the app marketplace. And I already had this searching for IgnitePOST, but if you had nothing in there, you'll see a whole bunch of apps. You can sort and kind of search through here. But the easiest thing is to go into the search bar here and just type in IgnitePOST. And then it'll automatically update and our app will show up. So when you click on this app in HighLevel, it will ask you to install it. I've already installed it here. When you click to install it, just follow the instructions. It's a pretty quick, takes a couple seconds to install, so it's very quick and easy to do. The one thing that it might ask you for is to enter your API key. That you actually get from your IgnitePOST dashboard. That's how we connect and know who you are. So in the installation process, after you install the app, if it says, hey, can you please enter your API key, it'll give you a link to follow. But if you can't find it, what you do is log into your IgnitePOST dashboard, hover over your initials in the top right-hand corner, go down to API keys, and you click on that. If you have an existing key, you can go ahead and use an existing API key. If this is your first time, just go ahead and click the Create API Key button. That will allow you to give it a name, so name it something like the GoHighLevel API key. As you see, I have one here, so if I hit Show, it would show the API key. I would highlight the entire thing, copy it, and then paste it in where I'm installing the app. And that's it. After you do that, everything should work smoothly. It'll install the app and it'll connect it to your account. So now that we have the actual GoHighLevel app installed from the marketplace, let's actually use it in a workflow. So in GoHighLevel, I'm going to click Automation in the menu over on the left. If you don't have an existing workflow, you can click Create Workflow and you can create one from scratch. I have a test sample example workflow here, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this for the sake of time. So as an example in our sample, what we said is we want to send a birthday card to all of our customers on their birthday. So that's a great use case. So to set that up in HighLevel, I'm going to go ahead and add a new trigger. Again, the trigger can be anything you want to actually start a workflow. I'm just going to say this is a birthday reminder. And I'm going to click here to save the trigger. Perfect. Okay, so now I have a birthday reminder. That gets people into the flow. Again, it can be anything you want, but really what I want to show is how you now drop in a handwritten note touch point at any point right within this workflow. And to do that, you click the plus button to select and add an action. Because you've already installed and added the IgnitePOST GoHighLevel app, you can actually search for that now in the actions and it'll show up as an action. So if I come to the search bar and type in IgnitePOST, you'll see there's an action here called IgnitePOST. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Okay. And when the action comes up, the first thing it asks is, okay, if you want to send a handwritten card right here, which letter template do you want to send? Well, we just set one up. So if you remember, the letter template that we set up was this birthday card VIP offer template right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click this letter template ID dropdown, and I'm going to select the birthday card VIP offer, and that now connects the two. So now that is how I indicate what image I want to use on the front of the card, and I can now pass in information to customize the actual message that's going to be used in the card, as well as the recipient details. So for the handwriting style, it asks you what handwriting to choose. Remember, in the template, I chose Nelson as my handwriting style. I can stick with that if I want, so I'll just go ahead and choose Nelson. But if I wanted to change that on the fly, you can definitely do that. If you have multiple people on your team, or if you have a custom handwriting style that you've put on file with us, it will show up here, and so you can actually add some logic as to what handwriting style to choose based on what rep or what account manager or something like that is going to be triggering the actual card. So just something to keep in mind. For the message, this is where we can actually customize the message, because remember, on the template, we didn't have all the information that's available here in your CRM system available to us. So for the message, we're going to actually come here, we're going to select everything, copy it, and we're going to paste the message in. And now we can go through and actually use the information that's stored within HighLevel to customize this actual message. So for the birthday message, instead of happy birthday so-and-so, we're going to add this tag, and we're going to say contact first name. So this is going to say happy birthday, contact first name. Everyone deserves to be treated like a VIP, etc., etc. I don't see any other merge variables that need to be pulled in, so we're going to leave it there. But if you wanted to, you can now customize this message with anything that is stored within your high-level records. So if you had the name of a product that somebody bought or a course that somebody just enrolled for, you can just pull that in, just as I did the contact first name, from anywhere stored in your high-level account. Next, what we need to do is we need to tell HighLevel where we're actually going to be sending this. So we need to plug in the correct data in the correct fields. So when you install the app, we do a best effort to pull in the contact details. So for the recipient name, we pull in the contact full name. So this is the contact that's going through the workflow. Same thing with the recipient email, the company name, address, city, state, and zip. Now keep in mind, if this information is stored in different variables or in a different location or on a different record within your GoHighLevel, this is the time that you would come and actually click to edit it. Again, you would just click to edit and pull in the information from wherever it lives in your GoHighLevel account. Similarly, you can also customize the sender name. So the sender and name and the sender address, this is what's going to be used on the outside of the envelope in the return address details. So if it's not the user that's on the account, you can actually just type it in here. So I'll type in my name here. And then same thing for the address. If this is not the address I'm going to use, you can type something else in. And you get the idea here. And then same thing with state. Perfect. And then lastly, if you want to specify a specific date to send this on, you can. If you leave this date blank, which I suggest doing, basically it tells our team to just fulfill this as quickly as you can and kind of get the order out ASAP. So I typically don't recommend putting any date to send on there, but if you have a very specific date that you actually want this letter to go in the mail, you can actually enter that here. So now I'm going to go ahead and save the action. So now this is it. I have an example workflow that when a birthday reminder gets triggered, hits the IgnitePOST action, which in turn triggers my happy birthday VIP card offer, which looks exactly like this. It pulls in the correct information at the correct spots. It also pulls in the sender information from the contact that's going through the workflow, and it automatically comes over to IgnitePOST to be written and sent and fulfilled by our team. So those are kind of the quick steps for going through and setting up an automation. The one thing that I will also mention is, if you remember when we created our API keys, we created an API key, and then if you'll notice, there's this little button here that says live, and it's not checked. So that means that when we created the API key is in what we call test mode. So what you can do now in HighLevel is you can actually test this workflow. So if you hit test workflow, search for a contact, and send a contact down this workflow, you can hit run test. That will send the contact down this workflow, and it will actually trigger an example card that will show you exactly what the card would have looked like if we had sent that specific card to that contact. Because the API key is in test mode, you don't have to worry about an order actually being created and sent and put in the mail. The only thing that will happen is a preview of the order will actually be generated and mailed to your mailing address, to your email. So then this gives you the opportunity to see what the design on the card would have looked like, as well as make sure that the correct merge variables and the correct content is being pulled into your message and everything looks formatted exactly how you want it to look. So with that, everything else is done. What we normally recommend is that people turn their workflows on. So obviously you want to make sure that you save the workflow like this, and then obviously publish it when you're ready to publish it. So you just click this toggle here to publish it, and then of course save it again. So now this workflow is on. Anytime somebody gets put into this workflow, it will automatically trigger a handwritten card when they get to this point. Remember, the API key on IgnitePOST side is still in test mode, so you can leave this on live in GoHighLevel, trigger the workflow as much as you want. let it run naturally, let people enter into this workflow. And the only thing that will actually happen is you'll get a preview emailed to your account email address that shows you what the actual message and the card would look like. And then when everything looks good, what you need to do is reach out to our support team, which is support@ignitepost.com, when you're ready to turn your API key on live, and just let us know, hey, I'm ready to go live. This has been tested. Can you please turn my API key into live mode? And from there, one of our representatives will turn your API key live. And from then on, you will no longer receive any test emails. Instead, all of your orders will actually be created, written, and mailed on your desired dates. And you'll be able to see those orders in your order tab here. So on your IgnitePOST dashboard, if you come and click orders, you'll see a list of all of the orders, when they were submitted, and you can actually click and view a preview of what each individual order looks like. So with that, that is the walkthrough of the GoHighLevel app. I hope this was super helpful and super informative. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to our team. Support@ignitepost.com is the easiest way to get a hold of our support team. But if you have questions, let us know. We're always happy to help get your workflows up and running and show you how to use all of the features that are available at IgnitePOST, as well as share some insights and best practices to make sure that you're set up for success. So thanks so much for walking through this example with me, and I'm excited to connect and see what kind of fun workflows everybody puts together. All right, bye everybody.